just get it. Ain't just on me, it's in me. I speak the truth, I'm a realist. I ain't just dedicated, I'm committed. Pull up white polo T-palm, ain't just sweat, VVS baguette. They know our next. Locked down 23 hours, 1 hour wreck. Look at me now, everything.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to STWF Studios, Slaughta Water Wednesday. Today's Slaughta FiT, train, eat, and sleep like a champion. A lot of people don't understand that all three must be in play. Today, I have a special guest, Isabella Godinez. Crowd, again, everybody go crazy. Isabella Godinez. Introduce yourself, Isabella. Is your mic? Did you take your mic off mute? We had to mute it for the boxing we're gonna do today. So Isabella is gonna talk to y'all about nutrition. We're gonna show y'all some boxing drills because it's not just about being in shape, people. It's about honing all of your skills. I truly believe in being well balanced. Don't just lift weights. Jog a little bit. Make sure you stretch. I encourage everyone to try to participate, enroll in some type of self-defense class. Not only is it good to help you to take care of yourself if you should have to, but as far as boosting confidence, relieving stress, releasing those endorphins that you get when you blazing that sticky icky, you can get it from just sticky icky. You know what I mean? From punching. So, Isabella, are you mic'd up? Are you ready to go?
I think so.
I like that slaughter wear top you got.
Thank you.
It looks so rugged and raw.
It is rugged and raw. It's raw and rugged.
Yeah, that's some years old, but that's an old throwback classic. So what are you going to school for, Isabella?
So currently I am my senior of college in my bachelor's degree. I study at UMKC, which is University of Missouri, Kansas City. And in the fall, I plan to intern for a dietitian. So yeah, my entire career is going to be based on nutrition, dietetics, proper sleep, proper agilities, proper food items.
So I'm stuck. Your mic is covered up, I believe. There we go. Making sure they can hear you.
There
it was covered up a little bit. All right. So go ahead, Isabella. So you're going to school for some good nutritional stuff.
Yeah, going to school to be a dietitian. That's the overall goal. Someday I want to own my own practice, be able to work with people of all ages. You know, it's definitely something that everybody has to focus on, whether you're 5, whether you're 60, whether you're 15, whether you're 35. Nutrition, proper sleep, proper diet habits, extremely important for not only a healthy life, but also a happy life. You know, you don't want to be, stuck in a wheelchair. You don't want to be handicapped at some point in your life. You don't want to have these health issues that are going to take life away from you. A lot of these things that you want to do in life, you're going to want to be healthy. You're going to want to have good hygiene. You're going to want to have, healthy bones, healthy joints, healthy muscles.
Absolutely.
It's really important to make sure that you're not only doing it for yourself, but also doing it for the people around you. Because I'm sure the people that love you want you to be here a long time.
That's right. And then, when she said happy life, people, the quality of life is everything. It's one thing, it's a difference between living and existing. Like Izzy is saying, we call her Izzy. See, I don't have to say Isabella. Her street name is just straight up Izzy or Iz. But yeah, the quality of life, people. I'm 51 and I'm running circles around some 21-year-olds. But guess what? I know 60-year-olds running circles around me. That's the beautiful thing about taking care of yourself. When you in shape, people, they got something called a fitness age. And they did a study on me, and they said I'm 50-teen. I said 50-teen, and they was like, you 50, but you have the genes of a teen, a mind of a man, a back like a, anyway. So today we're gonna show y'all a little bit of MIT training. I would encourage y'all to do this with your wife, daughter, girlfriend. Teach your ladies in your life. Ladies, if you're a single mother with daughters, a single mother with sons, get on the mitts. Not only is that a good workout for both of y'all, it's a bond building process. Both of y'all are working on hand and eye coordination. And then that's something your kids, you can be inclusive a little bit. Like, okay, let me hit the mitts with mom and dad. But if you do have girls, make sure that y'all make sure that they're good with their hands, good with their knees, good with their feet, good with their elbows, all that. And good with a firearm if possible. This is a whole different world we live in. Pray for peace, but stay ready for war. On that note, let me get ready for war. right here at STWF Studios. All right, we're gonna line them up.
All right.
If there's a stick, face me. I'm gonna give y'all a little tip right quick. Do we have a broom or anything? The weight bar might be a little heavy to pull out. Oh, you know what? I can roll that weight bar out. I'm gonna show y'all a way to ensure that your foot position is correct. I see a lot of people doing it wrong with the foot position. Thank you, Mr. Ivan. Oh, that's Uncle Leroy Jr. to y'all. Don't forget the junior. You take a simple broom, right? You place it on the floor. If you're training someone to box with the mitts, foot position is everything. If you take a straight stick, a broom, you should have them standing just like that. If they're standing on the broom, they're off balance. That's all you need. 1 foot on each side of the broom. That's proper foot position. Y'all see that? Just take a broom, if you're a southpaw, and you just simply step over the broom. That is proper foot position. You can evade, you can jump, you can do anything from this position. You can throw a kick from the front leg, kick with the back leg. You can duck. Anything is possible from this position. You can do anything, you can defend. If you're standing with your feet together, really the only thing you can do is get knocked the hell out or knocked over. Now, seriously, you can't throw a side kick. This doesn't have much power, and you got to punch all the way across your body. Put a broom on the floor, a straight stick, a weight bar, step over it. Toes facing your target. Boom, boom. Let's go to work. Matter of fact, sweep this up before we get started. Yo, she gonna sweep the studio.
Sweep up the trash?
Oh, all right, this is gonna turn into World Star, y'all. World Star. We finna squab in here. All right, Isabella.
Ready?
Izzy, let's get busy. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. Keep your feet facing a little bit. And when you're working with your beginners, even though Izzy is not a beginner, you see how I'm calling it out? Let's go. Make sure the verbal commands will teach them, and then after a while, you won't have to use them. Then you can use numbers, letters, whatever. So let's go. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. Let's switch sides. No, there you go. And what I'm a big believer in, if you're a conventional fighter, meaning a right-handed fighter with the right foot to the back, make sure, just like your basketball coach would have you, if you can just go to your right,
you're gonna get juked out every single time.
And that's right. And the coach is gonna make you practice with that left. When I used to hoop, and I didn't, believe me, a very little short period of time at the local gym.
Emphasis on short.
Oh, see, stand next to me, Isabella. I've never felt so tall in my life. Mm-hmm. So check this out. Once I trained myself to go left, man, I started killing them to death. So even though you might be a natural right paw, a righty, I'm gonna call it a right paw, make sure you practice in southpaw position. Come on in here, Isabella. So now we're gonna have her go with her unconventional stance. I always train both sides. Try to be close to ambidextrous as you can, Let's go. Jab, cross, hook, up, ready to go.
Wait, jab,
cross, hook, up, duck. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck.
There we go.
Jab, cross, then. See, that's why you practice with both sides.
Yeah, see, I'm bad at it.
See, this is our unnatural side. So we don't just do what we're good at. When it comes to fighting, when it comes to training, preparing for war, you make sure everything is tight. So this is very normal for someone who's not used to fighting southpaw to struggle at first. After me and her, we did this for 20 minutes, she'd be right back at it. But when you do this for weeks and months, it becomes automatic. It doesn't matter if you're standing with the left foot back in the southpaw or if you're standing conventional. You're going to know how to get it. Izzy, let's get busy.
Let's get busy.
Go. Jab, cross, hook, up, duck. 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 Stop. When you're teaching your whoever you're working with, your clients, your daughter, girlfriend, whatever, make sure that you start slow, work on technique. Make sure the uppercut is a proper uppercut, the hook is a proper hook. A lot of times, I'm guilty of it, especially for the camera. We get to going really, really fast for the effects of, wow, look how fast we can go. There's a time and place for that. When you're training a beginner, make them do it slow, even if they're ready to go fast. Get the routine down pat. Get every move down flawless. And what I mean by flawless, some people think a punch is a punch. There's a way you have to turn, just like a bullet turns, that's speed and momentum. Turning your punches will add more speed and power to them. So you make sure a jab is a jab. A cross is called a cross because it's supposed to come across. A hook, boom. You can go that way. You can keep the hand on a side plane like this, boom. Or you can turn it over, boom. Uppercut. So many beginners was working with one of my clients yesterday, coming way back here. First of all, beginners think you get more power. You actually lose power and you leave yourself open. It's called telegraph. What you do is you slip, boom. There's so much more power in coming here. You down in the back leg and you come back up, boom. You're not open at any point until you're knocking the head off. When you do this, you're gonna get your head knocked off. Isabel. Izzy. So today's Slaughta FiT is train, eat, and sleep like a champion. When it comes to nutrition, what's some of your go-to moves when it comes to getting lean and sexy for the summertime and all that? So what are some of your go-to foods, I should say?
Foods, eggs. I am a huge advocate of eggs. I think it's a well-balanced food item just because, you got the healthy fats, you got, solid amount of proteins. I know there's some controversy around the cholesterol levels, but still there still has to be a study done to prove that. So I just want to put that out there. Rice, potatoes. Potatoes go a long way because it's a healthy carb. It's a complex carb, but even though it's a complex carb, you can get a lot for your buck. So you can put 100 grams of potatoes for 60 calories, 60, 65 calories, something around there. You also get, vitamin K, you get your vitamin A's in there. You get a lot of vitamins, minerals, and potatoes. But overall, everybody's going to be different. I think it's really important to stick to whole foods. Don't stick to processed foods. Throw away that bag of chips. It's always going to be based around whole food diet. I don't want to put a label on keto. I'm not going to put a label on no carbs at all. We're not going to do no fats. We're not going to do none of that. Whole rounded diet, carbs, fats, proteins, all your vitamins, all your minerals with whole food items. So I'm saying chicken, potatoes, peppers, get all the veggies you can, mushrooms, rice even, tuna. If you wanted to do steak, you could do 80-20, you could do 90-10, 95-5. It's definitely just a preference thing. The higher in percentages of lean as you go, the less amount of fat that you're going to get, the more amount of protein you're going to get. So that also might be something as far as losing weight goes. Always focus on your protein. Make sure you're hitting enough protein. Protein is extremely important. Men or women both, doesn't matter. Your body and your muscles thrive off protein. Your entire body does run off of carbs as a natural energy source, but it is important to maintain those muscles to have the energy to keep going, which is where the protein comes from. So as far as protein in women goes, protein in men goes, it's going to be two different things. It's also very subjective to the person themselves. But overall, for a general sake, whole foods and a lot of protein.
So for some of those people out there that might not be as knowledgeable as you, when you say fats, so they're like, oh, I'm going to go eat some fried chicken. When you say fats, tell them about what kind of fats you're talking about.
So I'm talking about the healthy fats. We're talking about unsaturated and non-saturated fats. I'm not talking about polysaturated fats. So I'm saying nuts, your seeds, Extra virgin olive oil is a great one, but we're going to stay away from the plant oils for now. The veggie oil, the canola oil, the highly processed oils have shown to cause high blood sugar, also high cholesterol levels. There are a lot of other things that tie into that, but for this podcast's sake, we're just going to steer away from those. We're going to stick to coconut oil, even avocado oil that has a higher smoke point. So you could smoke, steak, tuna steak even. That one's really good. You could do shrimp on that, and it'll have a higher smoke point so you can keep it on the grill for longer. Extra virgin olive oil is incredible. So, those healthy fats that come from a whole food product. Peanut butter is also a huge one, especially for those people that don't like to eat meat. I'm not going to put a label on those either. You eat what makes you happy, as long as you're getting all the food groups that you need to hit. Carbs, fats, proteins. When I say fats, healthy fats. So we're talking peanuts, we're talking almonds, we're talking peanut butter, we're talking olive oil, no canola oil, coconut oil.
Avocados themselves.
Yes. Avocados are so
good.
Those
essential fats.
Hummus is also a really good one. Hummus has a little bit more protein than avocado just because it's made from chickpeas.
You just taught me something.
There you go. Hummus is good.
I was telling one of my little 15-year-old kids, I've been in fitness since I was 14. I am 51 years young, and I'm still learning new stuff. And I'm not just talking about nutrition. I'm talking about actual workouts. Fitness, it just keeps on giving. If you would have told me at 51 years old, I knew so much when I was a teenager, reading every bodybuilding book. I knew so much then. If you would have told me at 51 that I would still be learning, I would have lost a bet to that. So people, it's a journey.
It is a journey.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon type mentality. Just keep going and keep growing.
And you are going to make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. Nobody's perfect. Progress isn't linear. You're not going to continue to go up and up and up and continue to learn from your ups and not have any downs at the same time. There are times when I've given up on my diet. There's been times when I've given up on lifting. There have been times that I've given up on health and fitness as a whole because, it gets boring after a while, but that's where discipline comes into play. You're not going to be 100% right. You're not always going to be 100% in the gym, but once you get discipline in the mix, it's done. That's going to be part of your life.
Progress, not perfection.
Progress, not perfection. Progress is not linear. Expect to fail. Hope for a win. Expect a loss.
Yeah, and really the only way to get to winning, you got to go through some losing seasons.
Yep.
And what she's saying is so true. No one is 100% focused all the time. That's where a trainer, accountability partner, something like that comes in handy. A good workout partner. Like I've mentioned before, be willing to do your solo thing. Fitness, taking care of yourself, can be a selfish process because it's about you first. Because if you can't be 100%, how can you give 100%?
Exactly.
But if you find a good workout partner, you shouldn't choose them just because of how strong they are, not just because of the physical attributes. If they look really good, that is a good sign that they know what they're doing and they're disciplined. But it's more about connection and mental capacity and all of that when it comes to choosing your trainer, your workout partner. If it's just you and your girlfriends, you and your homeboys who just want to hold each other accountable. I see offices doing it, companies doing it. Let's do a weight loss challenge. Hey, Maria, are you still eating those chips? Hey, are you still drinking that soda? So accountability and accountability partners will help you not stumble as much because you'd be surprised. Let's say Isabella is my accountability partner. As she mentioned, sometimes she's off her diet. So I can be real motivated. I got an event coming up. I've been eating good for a while and I'm looking and feeling good. So I see her down. I come, Isabella, come on, you can do it. Let's get back on track. I'm the motivator. I'm the trainer. Flip it 3 or 4 weeks, I done did the event, I done got complacent. I'm just gonna have a couple of cheat days. Next thing you know, I'm eating junk food every day. She sees the love handles coming back. Now it's her turn to be like, come on, no, let's get back on track. You was looking way better than that. In fact, you are better than that. So when it comes to your fitness journey, though some of it must be walked alone, no one's gonna always wake you up. Hey, get up, you missed your alarm. No one's gonna always hold your hand and this and that. Sometimes your workout partner may be sick. Your trainer may be on vacation. With or without them,
Discipline.
you got to be willing to go.
So discipline.
Discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you know about discipline? Didn't you play, you played some type of sport, didn't you?
I grew up playing softball my entire life. I grew up playing all sorts of sports, soccer, ran track. I'm black belt in martial arts, and I'm currently in jiu-jitsu up in Kansas City. I do all of these sports to make my body feel good, but the one I excelled at the most was softball. I played 2 years at Hutchinson Community College at the collegiate level. Greatest experience in my entire life. I loved my community college. I loved the people I played with. I loved my coaches, and they all allowed me to play at the higher level. So right as COVID hit, I was a Division I athlete at University of Missouri, Kansas City. I was second baseman and shortstop, so middle infield. And COVID hit, and season got canceled. A lot of things changed for me, and I decided to take the path of not being the athlete anymore. Which is exactly where the discipline comes into play, because growing up, I had always had something that was challenging my body, whether it be softball, soccer, karate, track, even just, going for bike rides, going on walks. I always was doing something that put my body in a state of not necessarily panic, but I would push it to its limits. And after I had stopped softball and I was living on my own, I was living in a whole new city by myself. I was still in school. A lot of big changes happened for me, which is why I said that, things happen. You fall off the road for a bit. I lost track of, good eating habits. I lost track of going to the gym all the time. I was super depressed, super, anxious all the time, because I knew I was better and I knew I could push my body to be better. And one day it just clicked. I was like, you know what? It's time.
Flip that switch.
Flip the switch. I was like, you know what? This isn't me. This is not how I want to live. And it's that simple. It doesn't have to be some big epiphany. It doesn't have to be a moment of clarity. You can just wake up one day and choose yourself. And that day that you decide to choose yourself is going to be where the discipline comes into play. There will never always 100% people be in your corner. It will always be you at the end of the day. You can have supporters, but at the end of the day, it is you and you against yourself. So that's where the discipline needs to come into play. You can have people in your corner that are going to push you to ends wit, but someday they're not going to be here anymore. And you're going to be stuck with yourself, and that's where you need to hold yourself accountable.
Absolutely. And even though she's no longer playing baseball or softball, yesterday at Metro Flex Gym, how much do you weigh?
I weigh 120 pounds.
120 pounds. She was squatting 155 for reps. As they say, ass to the grass, dropping below parallel. Certain people, they think once someone stopped playing sports, that they stop training. No one. Some people are eternal athletes, so to speak. It may not be about hitting that ball or making a touchdown, but it's about competing with that person in the mirror. When you have a competitive spirit, and that's the ironic thing about me, I've never really been competitive towards the next man as much as I've never really gotten nothing out of that. My thing is that man in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And I've always thought like that. That's not new to me. Like, how can I make him better? The only thing I can affect is him. Can my mind be stronger? Can I have more confidence? Can I have more patience? Can I have more discipline? So external competition really drives certain people. But as she's mentioning, sometimes it has to be internal, not just if not having a workout partner. Some people, if they don't have no one to compete against, they kick their feet up. And then, so what happens when that competition moves to town? You ain't ready, you out of shape. I was waiting for it. This person got the movie role, you wasn't in shape. This person got the job as a trainer because you was waiting for somebody. This other person came ready. You're in a position where I always have to get ready. Stay in a ready mind state. Eat, sleep, and train like a champion. Thank y'all for tuning in to STWF Studios. Slaughta FiT, thank you so much. Izzy for getting busy right here with us on the camera, doing it live the way we do it. Say goodbye to the people.
Thanks for having me, guys. Pleasure to be on here.
Let's go and flex on one time. The triceps, that's our best.
Wait, this one.
Okay, bam.
I know, look at that.
I got two good sides, but I'm gonna give them this one.
I don't know, man. Look at this.
Y'all, we out.
Over to get it, just get it. Ain't just on me, examine. I speak the truth, I'm a realist. I ain't just dedicated, I'm committed. Pull up white polo, T-palm, Angel Sweat, VVS, spaghetti. They know our next. Locked down 23